So much giggling going on. What is happening?
All I can hear is I have no idea who Mitch is talking to downstairs since we're all up here, but I can hear him talking. Oh, okay, that's right.
What is going on? It is Sunday live haul, but we have some gigglers in the peanut gallery. We actually have a live studio audience today. They're staying hidden for the moment. Hello. But yeah, we've got now the lights falling down. Oh my. This is going badly.
I can feel Debbie back here.
This is going poorly. Anyway, we've got a live studio audience over here. Way! And then it's just out of control here.
We have a lot of our eBay lady friends and their men folk here.
And their men folk.
We're having a little mini
I travel everywhere with my men folk.
Little mini eBay Open reunion here.
And Allison is taunting us from Hawaii. She says she's reapplying sunscreen and snorkeling. It's rough, I tell you. I didn't know that our show streams right underwater into the ocean. In Hawaii.
And apparently we are that important that she's interrupting a Hawaiian vacation to watch this stupid show. I don't know. I think this is more about your vacation.
I feel like your self-deprecation needs to stay away from our show, okay? I appreciate it. Our show is awesome. And I don't care if you're on vacation in Hawaii. You want to stop everything to watch us.
I'm sorry. I wouldn't stop everything to watch us in Hawaii.
Whatever. You don't watch anything on YouTube, so we're not any different. Anyway, guys, what is up? It's Sunday. This is Sunday live haul. We break it down to 3 parts. We go over our real numbers for the week, all the good stuff and the bad stuff.
Mostly bad stuff this week.
This week is a little weird. It's been weird.
A little rough.
And then we go into our sold highlights, some of the cool stuff that we sold over the last week, and then we do our haul. So
also pretty weak sauce for me this week.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I'm prepping the show great. You should totally stick around because my numbers suck and my haul sucks.
I feel like
Katie's is good. So
we're being heckled. I don't know what this is. What's happening?
Little rabbit foo-foo is
little bunny foo-foo. Anyway,
one of you is messaging.
What's happening back there? It's out of control. Out of control. You should have seen what kind of feed it was getting everybody up here.
It's herding cats. We're trying to nail Jello to a tree to try to get everybody up here.
No, is there really somebody trying to nail Jello to a tree? I feel like that would just even trying it is kind of stupid.
It's a nice analogy.
Yeah,
I see Jerry Penn.
Happy birthday, Jerry.
So yeah, do we want to say who's back here? So we've got some of our friends that we've all met through eBay.
Some of them are friends, some of them aren't.
Whatever.
You know who you are.
Whatever. That we've all met through eBay. So, if you've never been to an eBay Open, I realize that now you're shut out of luck because there isn't one this year. But if you have the opportunity to go to an upfront or any meetup in your local city, I think it's really important to find people that do what you do that you actually really like. And that's a lot of fun, having coworkers and friends in this business. It's important. That's why we do the show. It's why we help run a Facebook group. It's why we like to have these type of get-togethers. So we've all met through eBay. So here we have
Kara Cooper.
Kara Cooper.
Hello, Florida.
From Florida. And
we have
where is she hiding? Debbie. I don't know how to say your last name.
Kisha.
Okay, there you go.
I was close. I would have been close, I think.
And then over on the couch,
Debbie's in Washington, Canada line.
We got Corey and Dorothy, and Michelle's hiding way. Oh, no, she's trying to. Anyway, yeah. So everybody, well, Dorothy and Corey are from here, but
Dorothy, yeah, they don't count. They live local.
Well, no, they didn't. They
didn't travel far.
They didn't travel far. But well, and Mike's. Well, I can't get over there, but Mike's over there.
Kara's other half, one of her men folk.
One of her men folk
is in the corner.
Anyway. So yeah, do we want to jump into our sad numbers for the week? I don't know. They're not totally sad. It's been weird. It's been like my other platforms are doing fine. They're just normal.
Same.
eBay has been really weird. So eBay, when we do our numbers, we go from last Sunday to yesterday to Saturday. And this last week I had a 0 sales day. I had a $39 day, and followed by a $28 day. So I had 3 days that were pretty much jack crap on eBay.
Same. I had 4 days this week that were under $100.
Yeah.
My average is like 300, 350. So to have 4 days under 100 was weird. So anyway.
And now today you said you've been getting sales, but what did you do?
Yeah. So this morning, and I've done all kinds of weird stuff, right? I'm always trying to, run, I run promoted listings at trending rates. I always have a sale anywhere from 20 to 30% off going on my entire store. I always send offers to watchers or offers to buyers, whatever you call it, every day. I send out a group of them every day. And it's a minimum of 20% off the sale price already. So, I price my stuff high, get a lot of margin to play around. And it's just been not even just like people say it's crickets. Like my crickets are dead. There's not even crickets. So this morning I decided to go in and turn off my promoted listings altogether. I've seen that lately in the last several months, my promoted listing sales or sales that have been through promoted listings have been dropping and dropping and dropping. For whatever reason, I don't really know what that is. And I'm not claiming to understand it, but I was like, well, if I'm not selling through promoted listings the way that I used to, then maybe they're just not working well for me. So what I did was I turned off my promoted listings, and I've had 12 sales since 9 o'clock this morning.
And here's the thing. You do trending rates just like I do, which trending rates tends to be anywhere from 7 to 10%. So when you're looking at your promoted listings fees from week to week, and it's like $15, $20, considering the prices that you're selling things for, that means you're really getting hardly any sales to promoted listings. Because that's like nothing.
Yeah, so I'm not saying everybody go turn their promoted listings off. Whatever, you got to play around with it.
I just turned mine off.
You got to mess around with your stuff and figure out what works for you. But I just turned mine off today, and if it doesn't last for a few days, or if I don't see anything major happening this week, then maybe that's not the answer. But you just kind of have to play around. Sales have definitely been much slower. I mean, my sales have dropped 50% from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Will it stay that way? No. January is historically second and third week and fourth week of January are fairly slow. People start getting their credit card bills from Christmas and all that stuff. Everybody's waiting for their tax return.
Allison says your crickets have rickets.
My crickets got rickets. That's faux show.
Anyway, all right. So let's look at our numbers for this last week. We'll start with mine as per usual. Let's see. All right, so here's mine. Last week I think I had like 30 items I sold on eBay. This time only 19, and then I have 11 there for Etsy. But look, guys, I don't know if you can see I have Grailed on here. I sold something on Grailed, so I just started listing on Grailed. This last week I'm up to 140 listings, and I actually did get a sale there, so I'll actually be showing that during our sales highlights. But 19 outgoing orders for eBay, 11 for Etsy and Grailed, so a total of only 30 for this last week.
It's crappy.
I usually do 30
I
to
do
40,
believe you beat me this week all across the board.
I did. So my eBay gross sales, $1,471.55. My Etsy and Grailed combined, $796.41. My total gross sales, $2,267.96. I did just under $150 in shipping. My promoted listing fees between eBay and Etsy, and the majority of that's Etsy, $98.27. Cost of goods, $235. And so my total net sales after all my costs, $1,537.79. My gross average sale price, $75.60. So that moved back up again this week. I like, I used to always say, I wanted to keep it above 50. Now I would like to stay above 70. That would be nice because I'm really selling a much higher price stuff now. And so my net average sale price, $51.26.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, my eBay, I was doing a couple weeks ago, I had like $2,600 my last 7 days on eBay. So it's really has dropped down quite a bit. All right.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. We each had 30 outgoing orders this week.
Yeah, that's really low for you.
Real sad. So I'm typically about 50, between 40 and 50, and then I get up to be around 70 or so, or in Q4 usually. So under 1,500 on eBay. I did 23 orders on eBay, 7 on Actually, it was 5 on Etsy and 2 on Posh. You have to change my thing there.
Oh, sorry.
I sold my first 2 orders on Posh. I've been on Poshmark for exactly 7 days. I've had 2 sales, but one of the sales was an error and it's already coming back.
Aww.
So my very first sale is coming back. So I'm hoping they don't give me
seller error though.
Yeah, it was seller error. It was mine. I think I was cross-posting too quickly and I messed something up and the size was wrong in the title. My bad. But it wasn't a huge dollar item. Anyway, so I sold a total of 30 items. So $14.62 on eBay, $5.79 and change between Posh and Etsy for a total of $2,041. Crappy week. $392 of that was shipping. I did have one very heavy item that cost $200 to ship international. So that's not normally how high my shipping is, but I had one really heavy item. $16 in promoted listing fees, and that's what I wanted to touch on. Like I said, I normally, up until October or November, I was having at least $100 in promoted listing fees per week through eBay, which meant a lot of my sales were selling via promoted listings. To have $16 in promoted listing fees, even though it's a slow week, means that I'm not getting a lot of sales via promoted listings, which is fine. It doesn't cost a lot, but I'm just seeing that if my sales have dropped so much, and my promoted listing sales or fees have gone down, then is it even working for me? Like, is my stuff not being seen? So anyway, I'm messing around to see what happens. So total final value fees, $295. Etsy fees, $52. My total cost, $755. Cost of goods is very low this week at $116, but my net sales, $1170.74. That's crap. Like, I can't even live on that.
Yeah.
My gross ASP was good though, so $68. Is pretty good. And my net is $40. Both of those things are pretty good, but my net sales, not good.
And, it's like, we say, oh, $2,000 in 1 week, that's crap. Everything's relative. This is what we do full time, and we got bills to pay and we have costs. When you look at, like, for me, for instance, I'm showing my cost of goods, but that's specifically just for the items I sold this week. At this point, because of the way that I'm sourcing, I'm spending $500 a week easily on sourcing. So that's
and I spend about $300 to $400 a week.
That's like a minimum of like $2,000 a month that's being spent on sourcing. And then of course there's all kinds of other costs and everything that comes out of that. So what sounds like a big number, if I'm buying a t-shirt for $50 to sell it for $150, the sales, the gross might look really good, but you start taking out what those real costs are at the end of the day, it starts going away real quick. But again, everything's relative. And, so it might sound, to some of you, it might sound like, I wish I had this kind of crazy numbers. Yeah. But
yes, it is what it is. Yeah. So $1,100 in a week when I'm spending $300, $400, $500 on sourcing. Come on now, that's not enough money to live on. Yeah. So we've got a lot of people in the chat today. We've got 138 people or so watching right now. Let's see. That's pretty solid. I'm surprised because I figured a lot of people would be at Super Bowl parties and all that kind of stuff. So we were
thinking about like changing the time this week because of the Super Bowl, but it doesn't actually start until we are usually done with the show anyway, 3:30 Pacific time. But we get, like, if you're going to a Super Bowl party, you're leaving your house a long time before the show actually starts, or the game starts.
So what do I think of Poshmark so far? I'm just using List Perfectly to cross post, so it's no different than any other platform for me. I will say that I have hired a virtual assistant that is doing all of my following, sharing, party sharing, all of that stuff. I don't even know how to do it. I haven't even tried, but I'm 60%, I'm more than 60% toward Posh Ambassador in 1 week of being on the platform. So
ridiculous.
Someone else is doing it for me and I'm loving it.
I will say though, guys, when she had the one thing that was like the wrong size or whatever and having to do a return, she was already ready to quit Posh completely.
Yeah. I was like, "What? Screw this!"
She's like, "I'm not doing it." And I'm like, "Are you serious?" Because one sale, it sucks that it was the first one. I get it, but she was like, "It's not even worth it." A bit of an overreaction, I'd say.
Yeah, yeah. So, Bear Kitty said we live in an expensive area, so we have to make more money. Relatively. Based on where Katie's from and where I'm from, this is less expensive as far as the cost of living than the East Coast or for Katie from the Salem, Portland, Oregon area. But it is not as inexpensive, of course, as a lot of cities and states in the middle of the country. So everything's relative depending on what your budget is and how much money you need to make for your cost of living. Some people, can buy a home for $60,000 and it's great. And, you can't buy I don't even know what, a garage for that here. So
well, the thing is, like, so Vikki, obviously she lived here before I did, so she pays all the bills, and so I just give her money every month. Like, between money I have to give to her for all the household bills and paying, and I have to pay my eBay bill around the same time, which, with what I sell, my last eBay bill was almost $1,200. And so right at the beginning of the month, it's like I said goodbye to like $3,200. And that's not counting for sourcing and feeding our faces and paying for gas and
all that going out occasionally. Yeah, all that good
stuff.
Very
very occasionally. So anyway, it's all fun. Do we want to look at what stuff we sold this week?
Sure.
You ready?
Yeah.
You ready to jump into this? All right, let's see. Here we go. You're up first.
So here we go. So this is something that I picked up last week at the sale. Well, not the sale, but a private purchase from a friend of ours, Jenna, here in town. So I paid an average of about $4 per item from what I picked up from her. So I listed and sold these in about 48 hours. I did take a best offer. So these did sell for $85, and I have about $4 invested in them.
Wow. That's crazy. And they're really ugly.
They really are. Most of the St. John stuff is fairly ugly. I can't imagine wanting to wear pleated sweater trousers. I mean, it's Barbara Bush wear right here. This is
poor Barbara.
She always looked like a classy lady. I'm not taking it away from her, but I can't think of anything worse to wear.
Yep. All right. So first one up for me is this Apple sweatshirt that I actually showed on last week's show.
Get them. Any fudge out of here.
All right, settle down. I did not sell it for $200. I priced them at $200. So anybody who's watched us for a while, I priced my stuff on eBay to go on a 30% off sale pretty quickly. So when I price something like this for $200, I'm expecting it to go on sale to $140, and then I have room for people making offers. And so this particular sweatshirt, I had a repeat buyer made an offer for $95. And when I price something at $140, I'm thinking, okay, I'll at least want to get $100 out of these. So when he offered $95, I'm like, fair enough. You buy stuff for me. So I was happy to do $95 for the sweatshirt and get the money back quick so that I can move on to the next sourcing week.
Quick flip. What did you pay for it again?
I must have paid like $15-20 for. That sold for $95.
All right.
It's just a cool 90s Mac Academy Apple sweatshirt. So it was in really good condition. Pretty much brand new. So all right, next one for you.
All right. So this is where you talk about, it doesn't really necessarily matter about the brand, but
because the pictures apparently.
Listen, bite me. She's such an ass.
Well, I thought maybe you were sending in 2 jackets.
Anyway, I think I paid about $5 for this. It was a puffer parka, but it was embroidered with Peterbilt. So Peterbilt trucking, it wasn't anything that the back of it was blank. It's just one of those blank jackets that was made for, someone who worked for the company in some capacity. And it sold for $72.
Nice.
So it wasn't anything that had a big, great graphic on the back. It was kind of boring, actually. But it still sold. It's like Snap-on tools, Peterbilt, that type of stuff. It sells.
I see Jenna's in the chat. She's going to help you get up to speed. Jenna, she's still not going to share herself. Okay, Jenna, you can't make her do it. You can't make her do it.
I'm still not. But go ahead and look at my stats. I have to say, it doesn't look, I don't know if you can see it from that, but I'm at like 62%. I'm almost at Posh Ambassador, except for the sales. I'm going to be sitting on getting to 15 sales, but everything else.
Especially if we keep sending people the wrong stuff.
Everything else will. Wow. I think this was a roast for me this week.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. All right. Anything else about this 2-tone jacket?
Nope. Nothing at all. She's in rare form tonight, let me tell you.
All right. Next one for me. Hello. I don't even know. Are these supposed to be Sia or CYA?
I put both in the title.
Sia.
There's a dash.
Yeah, there is.
So like See ya.
Yeah.
Like I'm out of here.
So these are the awesome pants that you know, Vikki and I and some people that got the reseller boxes got a pair of these. But of course, I grabbed the surfing ones because they're awesome. Surfing and volleyballing. So there's some sweet setting action going on over here. Anyway, yeah. So I sold these for the price you see there, $97.99. It's funny because I had posted these on my Instagram, and I had a guy contacted me and trying to, you know, find out how much I'd sell them for. And I think at the time I said I wouldn't go. I usually offer lower amounts to somebody if they ask on Instagram. So I think I said like 85. And then like later, the same guy, I could tell by his username, made a lower offer to me on eBay, and I declined it. And like the next day, somebody else came in and bought them for the $97.99. So
see, it's nice when they have that activity. It just boosted your store activity.
See ya.
Oh, God.
Anyway, I love his pants. Paid $10 for them and sold them for $97.99. All right, next one for you.
All right, so this is just a weird hat. Like, it's just weird. Everything about it is weird. It looks like the thing that Elroy Jetson wore on the Jetsons.
Well, it's a Tweedledum.
He had the little propeller hat. That's what this is. This is a propeller hat. So Borland is a vintage software company, a vintage software thing. I don't know if it's some type of company. I don't even know what the heck they marketed.
Yeah.
But in any case, this must have been a giveaway at probably some tech convention or somebody who worked for the company, whatever. I picked it up in a estate sale and I got a whole bunch of tech stuff, vintage geeky tech stuff. I paid maybe $1 or $2. And I had a buyer that is a regular buyer of mine make an offer for $60, which was very fair, and shipped it off for $60.
Nice.
I don't know what the heck is happening. I don't know where he's wearing it, but I think I might want an invite to that party.
Yeah, right. Debbie says she would wear it. So there you go. All right, next one for me. Check it out, guys. Shelby Cobra. So remember, Vikki had sold that Shelby Cobra jacket for $130 on Etsy.
Beat up, frayed, ugly.
And Austin, Jesse's brother, the brothers that own Yesterday's Fits, when I went in there on Tuesday, he was like, I saw that on the show. I couldn't believe it. And he's like, I remembered that we have one of those. And so he had gone through their stuff upstairs and found this jacket for me. I don't remember how much I paid him for it. I think like 30 or something like that. 40 tops, but I think 30. And so I bought it and I listed it high, obviously, $209.99. But I was having those few days where I was getting like no sales on eBay, and somebody offered $150, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna sell it. I think I could have gotten the full $200, but I wanted to bring some cash coming in, so I went ahead and accepted an offer for $150. But it was up for like maybe a day and a half, maybe. But it's just an awesome.
That one's way better than the one that I had.
Well, but your jacket, even though it had like, I don't know, yours was a better jacket. It was just that it had that horse stuff embroidered on the back, which was just weird and didn't really fit with the overall theme of the racing jacket. But this is just like a light windbreaker, but it's a cool 70s racing jacket. So yeah, $150. So yeah, guys, if you ever see any vintage Shelby Cobra, don't pass it up.
So I see Robin is in the chat, Red Robin reseller, hopefully with her handsome husband, Joe, watching with the pretty blue eyes.
With his dreamy eyes.
So Robin had made a post on Facebook today. I think it's pretty funny because a lot of people have asked me about when my hair is pinned straight, which it is not today. The new blow dryer that I've been using, that brush out blow dryer thing. So I've had to send maybe 20 people links to that thing, I swear. It's under $40 and it is the best thing I've ever purchased for my hair. And for those of us that have curly hair and or your arms get tired of doing a blowout on your hair, and I'm not trying not to sound like a commercial because I'm really not.
Whatever.
It is the best darn thing I've ever purchased because it is so fast. It's the best blow dryer I've ever owned for under $40. Anyway, I thought it was pretty funny.
She says the Joseph.
And she had made a post today that she bought one because she asked me for it and she loved it. That was what where I was getting there with it.
I know. I just realized it didn't actually connect us.
She also has curly hair. So yeah, I don't know who's at the door, but somebody downstairs has got to go get it.
Yeah. Who were we expecting?
Nobody. Everybody's here.
I feel like everybody's here.
It's the male strippers. Answer the door.
I don't think the guys heard it.
I don't know. See, do you see like a delivery truck or anything?
I don't know. We can ignore it.
Yeah, we can ignore it.
See nothing.
All right, next one for you.
So this is one that I picked up at an estate sale maybe a couple weeks ago, 4 weeks ago or so. I know I paid about $20 for it because it was an earlier part of the estate sale, and they're a little bit pricey the first couple weeks. So I paid $20 for it, thinking most reel-to-reel 8-track and 4-track players, especially when they're made in Japan, go for quite a bit of money. This happened to be one that was not so desirable. So when I had it priced up here, I knew it wasn't going to sell for a ton. I was hoping to get somewhere around, $100 for it. I got an offer for $90 and I sold it for $90, and I was happy to get rid of it. I sold it for $90 and it went to Australia.
Wow.
They paid $189 in shipping.
That's
it cost
crazy.
me every bit of $183 in shipping to send it. So I didn't really make much of a discount because it's heavy. But I packaged it, shipped it really, packaged it really well, and insured it, got the extra insurance.
You packaged it really well.
Lord.
Really? She wants to murder me right now. This t-shirt is magical, and I sold it. I got this at Deseret Industries. I always say that if you can't find any good vintage shirts in the men's section, go and look at the women's, because inevitably, especially if it's pink, it always ends up in the women's section. Now this one is ridiculous. It says life without dance would be a mistake. Okay. I really haven't had this that long. It's only probably been listed for a few months.
I didn't think it's that long. Or
Yeah,
did you get it? We don't go to the Deseret
Industries,
very often, so.
Yeah, so I maybe had it up for a couple of months, but let's see what it sold for. It did come under the sale, so it was 10% off. So I sold it for $43.19. And it's going to France, because in France they like to dance. And so they paid an extra.
See, this is what the Dutch Brothers 911 does for her. Even 4 hours later, she's like, I don't even know.
Plus, I'm drinking Diet Coke too, so it's just like nonstop caffeination. Anyway, so they paid over $40 for it. They paid another like $15 to have it shipped. So again, making more money by selling it internationally. And maybe you would look at a shirt like this and think this won't sell, but man, I sold it. That's what I love. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Next one for you.
So these I picked up in an estate sale. The first week of the estate sale, we've gone 3 times. These are vintage. These are pre-Vietnam. They're probably 1940s or 50s. There is no way accurately of dating them. If you showed some of the bottom photos, you can see that they have real nail heads in them. They started making these. They've got the BF Goodrich tire soles, which they've been doing since like 1910. But there are nails in the soles as well. So I'm thinking these are probably 40s, but it was really hard to tell exactly what year they were. But definitely military. They're very heavy, and they're not steel toe, but they may as well be. They're heavy, and they feel like they have a steel toe. So I paid $10 for these at an estate sale. I've had them listed for less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, you just got them 2 weeks ago.
I got them about 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So what did they sell for?
Well, let's see. That's a good question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hobnail boots.
Hobnail boots. There you go.
They did sell on sale, so they sold for $179.95. They sold yesterday, so
not too shabby. Kelly says that would make her laugh, and she so needed that today. So apparently, she likes to hear me harass you.
So, Vasquez Vintage asked, Katie, are you rooting for a specific team today? Just you. Are you rooting for a specific team?
Well, I think you already made it very clear that you don't care, because you said in the group you were saying how much you didn't care. Anyway,
it's true.
The only reason I would be rooting for any team is only so that I can sell more stuff. And I have a ton of 49ers crap in my store, and so so hopefully they will win, and then people will be more likely to want to buy the rest of the stuff I have in my store.
Or you could be like Debbie, who has mentioned that the party line is "We don't follow golf." So when everyone asks who are you rooting for, we have the waiter at the restaurant where you just went to lunch asks, about she's like, we don't follow golf. We're not into golf. I thought that was pretty funny.
Pretty much. All right. So
no, Vasquez Vintage. No, you're right. I don't like football, but neither does Katie. So it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. So next one for me. I have not had this for very long, and
no, you have not.
Nope. And it's pretty worn. And you know, it's very short. Like it measures very short. It's really like it's only like 21 inches or something like that.
So it's
like
made for like a cropped male.
Yeah, whatever.
Sweatshirt. And the sleeves look short too.
Yeah, everything. It's pretty short. It
Is
measures
it made
short.
for midgets? I
Yeah.
don't understand. Oh, little people. I
It
think
measures
is
short.
not appropriate.
Yeah.
Don't send me midget hate mail.
Inappropriate. Very rude.
I don't need hate mail.
You're gonna get it. Anyways, I had this listed for. I think I had this listed for $100, and a guy contacted me and wanted. So there's a lot of giggling going on right now.
Yes.
A lot of silent giggling. Anyway, he wanted to buy it, but he wanted to know if I had any wiggle room on the price. I had it listed for like 100, so I said, yeah. I go the lowest I'll go is $80, and he said, okay, I'll buy it. So $80, and I think I paid like $10 for it. It's pretty small, but anyway, are you impressed?
I'm very impressed.
Very impressed.
Look at me with the sportsing thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is my sale.
So those cars, they go vroom vroom.
Yeah, they go in a circle. I don't understand it. I bought this from yesterday's Fits. This was part of our, field trip that we did there. This was from the $5 bin.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't listed that long, a month or two.
Yeah. And are you waiting for me to show the price? All right.
Yeah, I paid $5.
Here we go.
I didn't hate it.
You didn't hate, there you go.
$79.95.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All right.
So we've got, we had mentioned in the chat, Noelle mentioned it a couple of times. She did send us a little gift package in the mail. I left my stuff downstairs and I cannot get to it, but she sent some book of shaming how the do's and don'ts of fashion from Glamour, which was disturbing. The don'ts at the very least are quite disturbing.
And then I got an amazing Star Trek trivia book.
Yeah, thanks.
Star Trek
Noelle.
Encyclopedia.
Thanks, Noelle.
I love it.
I love it. I'm gonna have to listen to random
when I do my
awful nerd facts.
When I do my nerd research, Red Robin says this is from Joe, $9.99 super chat. He's flashing his baby blues at us.
I think we need a group super chat here.
Right,
Since we have people in the babackground.
Oh, you're right. They're like, yes.
They're ready.
Here we go. Super chat. Super chat. It's super chatty. Thanks, Robin. That was for you.
That was for Joe for him flashing his baby.
Oh yeah, that was for Joe. Okay, so next one for me, not too exciting, but I love selling these Levi's trucker jackets with the Sherpa Shearling lining. This is a really nice Sherpa Shearling. This is a really nice kind of dark wash. Really nice jacket. And let's see what I sold it for. I think I probably paid like $40 tops for this one. I think I paid less for this one. I think I paid like 25 maybe. What did it sell for? It was on sale, so it actually sold for $135, but I sold for $135. And like I said, I think I bought it for like 25, $30. I might have bought this from yesterday's Fits when we were
I think
the first time we went there.
I think you did the first time we went there. Yeah. So we've got some stuff in the chat I just wanted to talk about.
What? Yep. What?
So Greg says, reminded me of open sniff sniff. Greg, get your moving truck out here.
Yeah, seriously.
You could have been here for this.
Every day is open here. Okay, come on.
You should be driving to Vegas right meow, as Dana is asking.
Yeah, pretty much. Simply Dana says, thanks again for the bleach tablet suggestion. Got my pink shirt white again. So that's awesome. I'm actually going to do a post later this week in the group because I took some before and after pictures of a bunch of t-shirts that I bleached like crazy. So I want to kind of show how well those end up looking. So what's going on over there?
Dorothy's exhausted. Yeah. She's falling asleep.
Oh, Dorothy,
in the middle of the show, 2 feet away from us.
Yeah.
Through the super chat and all, she doesn't care.
Pretty much. All right, next one for Vikki. What do you got here? What do you got?
So this is the Snoopy sweater that Katy actually found it in estate sales. She made it to the closet before me and brought it up and said, "You want this?"
Yeah.
So I paid $5 for it.
Dibs. I
knew I wanted to pay $5. I would have paid $5 for it anyway. But it even had some issues, as you can see. It has some white spots in it. It was clean. I washed it, but it was slightly faded. The red was, it had definitely been washed,
Mhm.
but you want to definitely look for sweaters by Build It For It like that. Anyway, they sell very well. Some people price them, underprice them, but you don't need to underprice it. This was listed less than a week, and it sold on Etsy for,
here we go.
Ta-da-ta-da.
$169.95.
What?
I paid $5, and the customer left me glowing feedback.
What?
Loves it.
That's awesome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
That
was too loud.
Are we
Thank you.
supposed to be applauding?
You're welcome.
Yeah,
I
right.
wanted the face team. I found that. I think it's funny because it was at a estate sale where we got there and we were in line and they let the first 15 people in and we just missed getting let in. And so there was the guy who was like getting all the stuff, and this was one of the things that he didn't snag. So the fact that he sold it already for $170 is pretty crazy, pretty cray. All right, guys, I said that I had my first Grailed sale. Check it out. Check out what sold.
If Allison happens to still be watching from Hawaii, she will recognize these.
I sold this, so I had it priced. So with Grailed, I'm still figuring out how Grailed works, but I'm using their smart pricing that they have. So with the way, my understanding of Grailed is that every 7 days you can drop your price by 10%, and it bumps your listing up. Well, they just recently started a thing called smart pricing, where when you list your item, you put in a price, and then you put in your bottom price, your floor price. So like for this one, I had it priced at $199, and I set my floor price at $129, and then every week it automatically drops it 10% for you and bumps it up in the search. Well, this was only up for a couple of days. I just started this last week. I have 139 listings now. But I sold it for $199 plus $8 shipping. That's the other thing, is I've been using List Perfectly, and when the first one I did, it already had like $8 domestic shipping and like $25 international, and I was like, okay, because I don't do I don't charge shipping on any other platforms, but I just figured, if it's going to be dropping the price every week, I'll just leave those shipping prices on there and see what happens. But I sold it for $200. $200. Remember, I bought like 15 of these. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. I had bought like 15 of these, this one and the skiing one, and I paid like $400 total, but it ended up being whatever it was like $30 a piece is basically what I paid for them. And so yeah, sold my first one for $200. Now the other thing for anyone,
you've sold more of these before, but you haven't sold. No,
this is the most. I have sold 3 of them so far. This is the most I've sold any of them for. So that's pretty cool. And the other thing, guys, that since it was my first sale, I got it through PayPal, but I noticed like right when I got paid, it said that it was a pending payment. And then when I looked at my little email thing from Grailed, basically the way it works is you have to upload your tracking before they release the funds. So I haven't done that yet, but so it's just kind of interesting to see how each platform has its little quirks, its little rules, how it works.
Yeah, I run every platform a little bit differently as far as pricing and shipping, and whether I charge shipping, whether I don't charge shipping. I'm charging shipping on everything now. I don't do free shipping on anything anymore. That has not slowed my sales down. My sales have slowed down, yes, but not since that part. They started after, slowed down after that. So
I don't charge shipping on eBay or Etsy because I know both platforms have made it a point to say that does contribute to being higher in the search. I don't know that that's true at all for Grailed, so I don't really care right now. It's not.
Everybody's talking about missing out on open and wanting to come to Vegas anyway. Stay tuned. That's all we'll say about that. Stay tuned.
Yep. Don't lose all hope yet, guys. Anyway, all right, so that's it for our sales for the week, and now we're going to get into our haul section. I think we should start with, I don't know how easily accessible the stuff you got from Kara is. Kara over here, up to the side. Kara, poke your head out again.
Kara brought a second suitcase with her to Vegas that was full of thrifted stuff.
50 pounds
to give out to us.
Yeah, thrifted, and I think some of the stuff I got were like personal T-shirts of Mike's, right? Yeah. So she brought us a bunch of goodies to kind of share between us, and so I think we should show what we
mine are not on top, so you can do that.
I can do that.
I brought 2 things up, I believe, from her.
Okay, well I'll just show real quick.
Maybe just one. I brought my favorite one.
So I, of course, cherry picked because that's the way I like to work. So
Quickly, by the
It's
way,
all
might
right.
I add, she cherry picked first.
and I ran away.
She cherry picked first.
Yeah. So this is just a really, really cool kind of all over print Alaska. It's got like the eagle on the back and on the front. Really, really nice condition. And this is, I mean, this is actually, it's new with tags. So this is a 90s cool Alaska t-shirt, nice big size. So I was pretty stoked about that.
So Vasquez Vintage, we will probably not be going to Seattle in July. That is the week that the month that we are at camp, and we are in not too far from Seattle. Actually, we're about 2 hours from Seattle in North Bend, Washington. But we are there the week before that, so we can't exactly fly back like a week later, and we can't stay an extra week because we're both there, and we'd be gone for like 2.5 weeks.
We're actually, well, and to be fair, be completely honest, we're not going to any of the upfronts. So whether we're near or not, we're probably going to Arizona, the Arizona one, the
Phoenix one, to hang out with our peeps.
We're not going to the upfront. We're going to the geographical area at the same time. We will not be going to any eBay events. All right, so I have this sweet 90s Harley t-shirt from Australia that's pretty rad. It's got like a totally swole kangaroo there.
Really?
See, yeah, he's swole. Look at him.
He's got a jumping vibe.
he's got a jumping vibe. That's pretty awesome. This one is pretty terrible, and I love it. This is
it's pretty bad.
It's pretty terrible. Gaddafi duck, mad duck of the Middle East. I don't know what is up with this t-shirt.
That was mine.
Gaddafi, I love it.
Yeah, it's got some of these white ones. I'm actually excited because they definitely need the bleach treatment.
Thank you, Dana, for calling her out on that one. That is just not no.
Swole. Anyway, I used to be bummed when I'd have a white t-shirt that was all stained and I'd be worried about it, but now it's like I'm almost excited because I know that my fancy bomb it with bleach works every time. So it's like I know these are going to come out looking beautiful. Here is a fantastic Bart Simpson Boston Red Sox t-shirt. See, again, the neck is like all yellowed, but that is going to bleach beautifully. And then my absolute favorite one that she brought, I'm loving anything Universal Studios lately. It's like makes me happy. So this is a really cool 90s Universal Studios Florida
I'm surprised
t-shirt.
She's not keeping this one. If this were smaller, she would.
Yeah,
if this were medium, you would.
But look at that. It's got E.T. on it. It's got Jaws. It's got King Kong. It's got Slimer from Ghostbusters. I mean, it's got Back to the Future. It's got like everything. It's got the house from Psycho. I mean, it has everything, guys.
She said she's such a nerd. I heard that.
Shut your mouth.
That was Debbie is calling you a nerd.
Anyway, this shirt is fantastic, and it does need some bleach action as well, but it's just I love it. I love it.
Come on, nerds will love that.
It's true. Nerds will love it. But it's like
one nerd already does.
I went to Disney. We went to Disney. It was my first time ever going to Disney this year, and I'm just going to say it. I prefer Universal Studios. I think it's.
Now you've been to both.
I have been to both, and I prefer Universal Studios, so it makes me happy. Anyway, so that's what I got from Kara. Oh, she's like, oh, I got a little sippy cup. Look at that. Look how awesome that is. This is a Universal.
It looks like a baby E.T. Why does he look so little?
Because he's like a little baby one.
Because he is.
Because he is a baby. Anyway, it says right on it, Universal Studios, and it's got some bling in it. So, love it.
Yes, that one is definitely a banga tee, as they call them in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
It's a banga. Okay, so I'll get to what Kara brought, but I'm just going to talk about some jeans. Listen, I hate pants. I hate pants just almost as much as Katy, but I don't hate them.
Not enough to leave them behind.
I don't hate them enough to leave them behind when they're good, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things I picked up, and Savers, listen, go home. You're drunk. The prices are redonkulous lately. Honestly, it's getting harder and harder to source. It is what it is. I know we're all talking about it. It really depends on where you are. I really wish that we had a good bins here. I think we're going to try and do a bins trip this week, as crappy as it may be. We'll see if we can salvage some good stuff with these ladies. If nothing else, we'll laugh. So I paid $8 for these. So made in the USA, vintage Levi's, you know, button fly 501s in this good medium wash.
Got some good tears in them.
Yeah, they're men's. They're 34, 32, which is a great size. I'll probably sell these for like $65. So, you know, it's nothing fantastic, but vintage button fly 501 sell, especially when they're really nicely broken in.
Jeans for the men.
Made in the USA, and they've got a little, you know, they've got a little tear in the knee. They're very nicely broken in. So there's this. Another pair I picked up about the same price. I paid a little over $8 for these. These are AG, so Adrian Goldschmied, but these are men's. So they're good for women. They sell for between $30 to $40 for women, and apparently, according to Corey, they sell really well on Posh for women as well. Corey likes jeans. She sells a lot of jeans, but these are men, and these are the Matchbox, which is basically a dark wash. They're a skinny jean, and they feel like new. I'd be shocked if these were not new without tags. These can sell for as much as the highest price I saw was $180 for pre-owned. So I don't expect that I'm going to get that, but I'm certainly not pricing them bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, man.
I've got assistants here.
Yep.
They're handing me things. The other thing I picked up, and I don't generally pass these by when I find them, is really good plus size women's jeans. Plus size women's jeans are freaking expensive. If you are a bigger lady and you try to buy a pair of jeans that fit you, if you're going to, you know, Lane Bryant or Torrid, it is difficult to buy a pair of jeans for less than $75. So when you find them out there in the wild, especially if they're more than just basic or plain, I say grab them. I paid $5.99 each for these jeans, but I got these are the Melissa McCarthy for 7 jeans, and they're a big size. I think they're a size 26, 28 even, and they have they're really cool. They've got the embroidery down the side with the flowers, which is really cool. The distressed, they're pulling them away before I even show them. I'll probably sell them for about $40. And then these are Lane Bryant. These are Capri, same size. I think some girl got rid of all of her jeans. Maybe she had weight loss surgery. I don't know how, but why, bitch. There was like 12 pairs of jeans in the same size, and they were all nice and almost new. So either she died or lost weight. I'm not sure which, but either way, she got rid of all of her jeans. These are just really nice, like the boyfriend style, you know, like baggy jeans with the ripped and distressed. Again, I paid $5.99. I'll probably sell them for at least $40 a piece used. And this is the last one I'll show. I picked up 10 pair though. Like I picked up like eight or 10. Anyway, these are also Lane Bryant, but these have these really cool distressed cuffs with the with like beads all over them, with like pearl beads and stuff.
Young people think they're cool and distressed. Old people think they're ready for the trash.
Yeah. also $5.99. Also a size 28. Again, at least $40 plus shipping. So, and then I'll do 2 more for now, and then we'll get back to Katy. So this is the one that I got from, I did get a few different things from Kara from her magic suitcase that she brought, but this is probably my favorite one. And I think the only reason I got it was because Katy had already decided to trot off and didn't steal it herself, because she took all the really cool t-shirts. But come on now.
There you go.
We've got some sexy Michael Bolton, probably wearing 501 button fly jeans there. When he actually had hair from 1994, single stitch. I'm not sure what I'll sell it for because I haven't had time to do any comps on it, but it's in really nice, like crispy condition. I don't know, at least 50. It might go as high as 100. I don't really know what people spend for Michael Bolton shirts. I'll have to look.
Dana wants to give you $50 for it.
I know she does. And the other thing, Katy grabbed these for me, and I think it was a little bit of a payback because I had given her a handful of them when she found them. But some vintage JCPenney men's t-shirts, just the plain
undershirts.
Undershirts.
They're brand new.
And they're brand new, and they're about $2. I got a couple of these. They sell for like at least $40 a piece. I'll probably sell them as a lot, the 2 of them for about $75. So vintage t-shirts and vintage underwear. Good to buy.
Inappropriate. Inappropriate.
Inappropriate.
All right. Is it my turn?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So these ones are gonna. This stuff. No. All right. So I picked up. So I got. The brand Supreme. They're like the super hype streetwear.
Mm-hmm.
I've never really understood the whole hype around Supreme because for the most part I just don't really like any of their designs.
So she doesn't like them, so clearly they must suck. So
did I say that? Anyway, I don't get it's a skater brand. It started out as more of a skater brand, and they've always done like super limited releases. But a lot of like their t-shirts, it's just like a really terrible photograph, just like stuck in the middle of a white t-shirt, and then they're like $150. And I've just never really understood it. Some of their stuff, like some of their collab stuff that they do, like they did like North Face jackets and stuff like that stuff looks good. But then when a lot of their t-shirts, meh. But I bought a Supreme t-shirt, you guys. You're gonna be shocked. Red Robin reseller, she's gonna get it. She'll get it. Anyway, it is a Hellraiser t-shirt, and I saw yesterday's fits. They had it up on their Instagram, and I'm like, now there is a Supreme shirt I can get on board with. Anyway, this is just a really awesome Hellraiser shirt. You can see the puzzle box says Supreme on it right there. And then the back of it says Hell on Earth. So we've got Pinhead on the front there with this puzzle box. So I actually paid. They had it up for $85. I paid $60. And so I paid $60 for it, but I'm not going to sell it for less than $150. So I think you know how I am about horror in general and horror t-shirts. So I was just excited to have a cool,
just to put it in your store,
cool t-shirt in my store. So yeah, so I definitely paid up for it, but I should be able to sell it for $150. I bet this one sells on Grailed. And this is one of those ones. Another funny thing with Grailed, and I don't know if Deb, I don't know if you've had to deal with this yet. On some of the stuff, they will make you put up a little sign. They'll make you put up a tagged picture. You'll list it, and you'll have to like put up a picture that has like your username, the date that you're listing it, and then Grailed, and you have to put up a picture of it next to the shirt. So I had one thing. They haven't made me do it on all of them, but there was one item they took down, and they sent me an email and basically said that I needed to add a tagged picture. But when I listed this one, it actually made me do it right, and it wouldn't even let me list it without having a tag.
Why do they do that?
I think they have bots that create accounts that are selling stuff, and that's how they verify that you're not a fake account.
It's not even just bots. It's like I create an account. I go and take other people's pictures of a bunch of Supreme t-shirts. I list them all for $150. I sell some, and I don't actually have them in my possession. So this is just to prove that I actually have this item in my possession. I don't know if they keep doing it the entire time you're selling on there, or if it's just because I'm a newer account and I hadn't sold anything up to that point. So yeah, so that's just like a little.
They'll be begging for that one.
Anyway, so then I have a few t-shirts that I got. These are 3 of the ones that ended up getting bleached. These are actually shirts. When I went through the stuff that they had set aside to potentially put into boxes, it's like I'll grab something, I'll look at it, and I'll be like, if this goes to the wrong person, they're just gonna think they got this disgusting yellow dingy stained t-shirt. And so there's definitely times when I'll take something and be like, I'm just gonna take it myself because I know I can treat it and it'll be great and it'll be a good shirt to sell. So this is just a really cool Wiley Coyote t-shirt. This thing, it was so yellowed.
Click, boom.
It was so yellowed, and the collar especially was really gross. But I was like, you know what, I'll be able to bleach that. And sure enough, it looks great. It doesn't have any stains on it. It's not white, but it's like it looks good. It looks really good.
Save the t-shirts.
Exactly. That's how I feel.
One t-shirt at a time.
There you go. So anyway, this is, if you remember, I had just gotten a Wiley Coyote t-shirt a couple weeks ago, and I sold it for like $85, didn't I?
Something like that.
So
something crazy.
Or maybe 7. No, I sold it for $70.
Susan Sanders, how yellow was it?
And here's another one. This was another one that was stained and yellowed and stuff, but I love me anything NASA related, space related. This is a really cool space shuttle Discovery t-shirt. So, but it went into the soup or the bleach wash as well. And this one's nice. It really came out super, super white. It had some stains that came out as well.
And then what do you think you're going to sell that
This one,
for?
so I think I paid like 10, 15 bucks for each of these. And this one, you know, I'll probably sell it similarly for 60, 70 bucks. This one, at least 50. I love any of the space stuff. And then the last one I got that also went into the soup. Or not, I don't even know why I'm
going to answer a question, Grandma Cheap. Well, I washed the white vintage undershirts. They're dead stock,
Yeah,
so no, I don't need to wash them. They still have the factory folds from the packaging. I don't know why there were only 2 and they hung them up individually, but that's what they do there.
Yeah. So this one was really yellow. It's not pure white, but it looks great, and it's a 1990
Gotcha, which I remember that brand.
Sherpa brand. Just a really cool t-shirt. But this was one I saw it and I'm like, oh, it's so cool. But again, if I put it in a box, it's like I'm paranoid that somebody's going to get something and want to know why I sent them this disgusting stained yellow shirt.
I got it.
Yeah, but whatever. So I ended up with them and they turned out beautifully. And so this one I'll probably sell for, again, like 50 bucks. Just a really cool
Maybe that's why you sell more than I do as far as t-shirts, because you price them reasonably. I'd be like, I'm not selling that for less than $100. So it'll sit for 6 months. It'll sell eventually for $100, but it doesn't.
Yeah, but you have to find some sort of balance because otherwise everything would sit forever. I mean, I've got over 2,000 listings.
Same. I know.
So I only get a certain amount every week. I can't price everything too crazy high. And if I still have stuff months later, that's not good. Anyway, all right, you can go.
I don't have too much left to show, so I'm just going to say that pay attention to the color tags when you go to certain thrift stores. The pricing has gotten a little bit out of hand on some things here, but they always miss stuff, right? They don't know everything. Nobody that works in these thrift stores can know everything. So learn your brands, learn what works. But this one was a 50% off tag, and it had been 50% off. This color was the 50% off color all week. So why it had been sitting there all week, I'm not quite sure, but it was $12.99. So I paid $6.50 for it. And it's Ralph Lauren Denim and Supply. Ralph Lauren Denim and Supply is a really high end, and this is a goose down puffer.
Very nice.
So it's got a little spot on the back. I really just think it needs to be washed. And it's not a huge size or anything, but there's nothing wrong with it, and it's pretty cool. So I'm not sure exactly what I'll sell it for, but at least 60, 75 bucks maybe.
Yeah.
Not.
So Jen says, I never knew blank tees sold well. Just pass up 10 Hanes BPTs. So first of all, these are undershirts, blank undershirts that are vintage. They're dead stock, sell really, really well. Regular blank vintage t-shirts, you're not going to get as much for them. But like you say, you passed up 10 Hanes t-shirts. If they were $1 a piece and they're all the same size, I'd get all 10 of those and sell them in a lot. But I would say blank sweatshirts sell better than blank t-shirts, but blank undershirts, the dead stock like that, sell really well.
I don't know why it is. Look for them. If they have if the size or anything is printed on the undershirt itself, then that's not what you want to pick up. It has to have the paper tag or the nylon tag on it. And even then do a little bit more research. But if it says made in the USA, or if it says anything like that, for whatever reason, I don't know what the rationale is behind it, why people want undershirts with specific tags. I don't think they feel any different, or personally, I'm not a man. I don't wear an undershirt under stuff, but I don't know why they sell as well as they do. I don't really understand the reasoning behind it, but they just do. Yeah. People like them and they sell really well. I don't know if it's they make them differently now. I don't really understand it, but they do.
But I found like two blank 80s vintage t-shirts today that were in brand new condition. I didn't pick them up because it's like, what am I going to do with them? So don't think that you're going to, any blank t-shirt you go find is going to like make you a ton of money. Anyway, all right.
So I literally have like 3 more things. Nothing really fantastic. So this I picked up. Did you say really?
Yeah. Well, I don't use.
I didn't source very much this week. True. Sorry, I really don't have anything much to show. But I paid about $4 for this. This is a vintage Woolrich. It's called the Signet gear. It's a vintage like 90s, maybe late 80s. It's for women, made in the USA. And it reminds me of the Patagonia, the Cinchilla, Cinchilla. It's got that whole snap front. And they're really cool.
So I actually found this. Vikki had already gone down the aisle and missed it. I found it, grabbed it, and gave it to her.
I didn't see it. I would have grabbed it if I had seen it.
But I'm saying I
Yes,
grabbed it too.
yes. Thank you, oh wise one. Anyway, I think I'll probably sell it for about 45 to 55. It's a nice size, and it's white, and it's super clean. Like I don't have to worry that it doesn't have any like spots or stains or wear on it or anything. So it's in good shape. And the last article of clothing, again, sorry, most of my stuff's clothing this week, guys.
Sorry.
It's been slim pickings out there. I didn't do a lot of sourcing. I didn't hit any garage sales this week. I went to the last day of an estate sale, and I only picked up one thing that I'm going to show in a minute. But the other thing I picked up, again, this was 50% off. I think they had it priced ridiculously high. They had it priced at $40. $40. It's vintage Eddie Bauer blanket lined coat. So it's got that blanket lining, and it's vintage, I think made in the USA or made in Korea. I didn't look at the tag all the way. Made in Malaysia. It's still vintage. You can tell by this black and gold tag. So I paid $20 for it. I think I'll probably get about, you know, 75, 85 bucks for the jacket itself. It's nothing, you know, it's nothing out of this world, but it's a nice jacket. Why they had it priced at $40 for Eddie Bauer, I'll never know.
Yeah. Jen wants to know if I've gotten any good offers on the Psycho t-shirt. No, I have it way overpriced, and that's okay because I like
she wants it to hang on her wall forever.
I'm seriously, like, in order to give that shirt up, just because it is a sample t-shirt with the tag still on it, I'm gonna need to get a lot of money for it. So I'm gonna see if I can keep it there for as long as possible. All right, you gonna get your?
Yeah, this is my only hard good that I'm going to show. It's really big and really heavy, and I'm going to stay right there for a second, Kara. I don't want you to hit you with this, but I saw it the past couple weeks at this estate sale, and I passed it up because they had it overpriced like everything else. But it was priced at, I paid $12 for it. Yesterday, their blowout day, at $12, it was well worth it. So it is a vintage, and it's heavy. It's a vintage wooden easel. It's a painter's easel and art box in general. So it'll, you know, it folds out. It's got the stand inside, and it folds into a full painter's easel. And then if you open it, which I'm going to try to do just real quick. I got it. Okay. It's a painter's box.
Ooh.
So these are really well made, and now they make the cheap ones and they're lighter and all that kind of stuff. But real artists, watch out for your fingers, I'm gonna close it. Real artists like these vintage painting things.
They're those posers.
I don't know how old exactly it is, but there's an inscription on it from 1978. I think it may be older than that. I don't think it was new when the inscription was on it. So anyway, some of the really good ones will sell for upwards of $150. That's what my aim is. I'm going for around 150 on that.
All right, cool. So I still have some stuff left. So this week I have been all about, this last week I go through phases where I'll source a bunch of stuff off of.
Thank you, Vanna.
I'll source a bunch of stuff off of like eBay, Etsy, Mercari. I've started looking on Posh as well, but now I'm getting all kinds of like notifications from Posh, which is annoying. But this t-shirt, I'm really sorry. Somebody had sent me a link to this shirt because I thought I'd be interested in it. I don't remember who sent me the link, but whoever you are,
you are correct.
Tell me. Anyway, this was on Mercari. I ended up paying, I think I ended up paying basically like $25 for it. It's just a vintage 80s Star Trek t-shirt that I love. It's got the Starship Enterprise on it. Yeah, it's a nerd shirt, okay?
Nerd.
What's going on?
Nerd. She's being Vanna.
No, she's showing off my Shine Award. It's yours now. Anyway, I bought this for $25. I don't think I've listed it yet. I'll probably list it for like $100.
She just mentioned the Shine Award. I'm pretty sure Debbie gets all the credit for you getting the Shine Award now.
Oh, pretty much. It's all her. Anyway,
Jesus.
So speaking of Universal Studios, I bought this on Etsy, guys. I paid $25 for this. You guys are getting real giggly. $25 for this, but look at how awesome this one is. So this, if you notice, this one and the Psycho shirt I have back there, and then also the ET one that I have in my personal collection, this is all from the same run of t-shirts. They're all the same style. It's all over print with like the stars and stuff like that. But this one is just like an overall
Woody woodpecker.
Yeah, it's got Woody woodpecker. It's got
What it has in the back?
Hold on, I will turn it around. You can hold your horses.
Sorry.
It's got King Kong. It's got the dragon there. And then if you look, on the back, it's got Frankenstein's monster. It's got Jaws. It's got Howard the Duck. I'm pretty sure that these two guys right here are supposed to be for Midnight Run. Is
that Gumby?
Gumby, what?
What's the little short thing?
Frankenstein. What are you talking about?
That little short thing right there with the.
That's Howard the Duck. Jeez, so rude. Gumby. Yeah, that looks just like Gumby.
Howard the Duck?
That totally looks like Gumby.
It did.
Anyway, I paid $25 for it. I will sell it for at least $100. Anyway, let me see. You guys are getting real giggly here. So
they're getting real. The natives are getting restless.
They are getting pretty restless. I did go crazy, and I found on Mercari a couple of Wisconsin Badgers sweatshirts.
Ooh, Wisconsin Badgers. That's Katy. That's the Katy bobblehead that I got her for Christmas last year.
Anyway, this is a Champion Reverse Weave Wisconsin Badgers sweatshirt. I paid $15 for it. And then I have another one that I got on Mercari that I believe I paid like $18 for this one. That's kind of one of these ones that prints down the sleeves. Wisconsin Badgers 1994 Rose Bowl champions.
She's gonna smack you.
I know. Apparently, Katie's getting irritated.
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to get. I'm trying to get through this so we can stop.
You don't need to rush. Yeah. Dana, if you're still in the chat, we are going to descend on the Hard Rock this evening. So be prepared.
Be prepared. Anyway, I'll do a couple of more things and then we'll be done.
Is it a no pants Hard Rock?
Well, it can be.
All right.
It can be. Right? It's Vegas. Anyway, I've got the San Jose Sharks. We're talking hockey here.
Golfing.
Is that where you roll those little balls down the aisles of wood and hit the little sticks of wood?
Yep, that's
yes.
That's what hockey is. Anyway, this is another chalk line Fanimation jacket. I just sold that Super Bowl one that had New Orleans leads on the back. This is the San Jose Sharks.
It's tiny.
It's not too. It's actually it's a large.
Is it?
Yeah.
No.
Maybe.
Are you?
No, it's normal. It's normal size.
So Kelly, tonight is actually the very last night of the Hard Rock Casino being open.
Mm-hmm.
Hard Rock Hotel and Casino being open.
Yeah, so they haven't taken it over yet.
We are going tonight to send off the Hard Rock, and Dana's husband is playing there tonight. We have someone playing taps on the other side of the room.
And if it's no pants Hard Rock, maybe we'll rename it Granny Panties Hard Rock.
Okay, and so some of these jackets I got from yesterday's fits, Jesse needed to clear up some space from their eBay racks upstairs, so I got some really cool jackets on the cheap. But this is one of those
souvenir.
What are they called?
Souvenir.
I know souvenir, but there's another word for it. Sukajan.
I don't know.
Jacket. Anyway, it's another word for the souvenir jacket. So these sell really, really well. But I believe I paid $40 for this one. But I should be able to sell it for $150 at least. This is like this one. It's funny because you can actually see that somebody took it off, but it says $79.80 on the back. So this one is like a 70s one.
It's too bad they took it off.
I know, right? I don't know why they took it off. And then Vikki was super jealous of this one. We've got ourselves a Pendleton. This is like a Harrington jacket. But you look at the back and it's got the Southwest print. This is not vintage. It's not vintage. Thank you. It's not vintage, made in China. This is a current one, but still, I should be able to sell it for at least $100. Just an awesome Pendleton Southwest jacket. And then the last thing I'll show you guys. She's also jealous of this one.
I'm often jealous, apparently.
Anytime I bring home Pendleton, come on. It's true. It's true. You get real angry. Start throwing shit.
This is exactly like the one that was just posted in the boss group that someone was looking for information on. It slips my mind who it was, but I did comment on it.
Yeah, so this is a vintage one. This one's probably 70s. You can see the tag right there. This particular one's probably 70s, but I should definitely be able to sell this for $150.
I don't know what you're calling it. Is it a field coat, a barn coat?
I'd have to look it up. I don't remember. I've sold them before. I don't remember.
It's not a Mackinac.
Not a Mackinac. I don't remember the keywords I used for it, but it's a jacket.
Money
coat.
coat.
It's a money coat. It's a money coat. It's a money coat.
It's true.
Yeah. So that's it.
What'd you pay for it?
This one I paid. I think this one I paid. The other Pendleton I paid $25 for, I believe, but this one I think I paid like at least $30 for.
I think that's worth $30.
But yeah, they should be able to sell it for $150. So that's it. That's it, everybody. Now I am done.
All we got.
Oh.
Sad.
We just need to like bring around our own live studio audience. So anything that I do, they clap for it.
We could follow you around everywhere. Clapping.
Don't encourage her. Don't encourage her, guys. Seriously. So we are actually done on a Sunday in an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I can tell they're getting restless. So I'm like, I have more stuff I could show, but
I do not.
Yeah, you don't, and so you don't really want to.
I had a slow pickup week here, guys. Sorry,
yeah,
I didn't have much to share. So we've got the men folk are downstairs. I hear the doors are opening and closing. I don't know what's happening. The dogs.
What's happening?
There's dogs are down there. Michelle's dog is here too. We've got a full house happening right now.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to hang out for a little bit, and we'll probably watch the Super Bowl here, maybe to watch some, commercials and stuff. Commercials.
Nap in front of.
And we're old, so therefore, if we're going to go out tonight, we probably have to rest. We need a rest first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, all right. We will see all you guys later. We should have our Wednesday show. I don't know what it's going to be about or what we're going to be doing, but whatever.
We'll be back on Wednesday.
We'll be back
in some capacity.
Yeah, pretty much. So thank you to our live studio audience. Give yourselves a hand. Give yourselves a hand.
That was lame.
Oh, hey, come on!
Not the show. A little more applause for ourselves.
Yes.
So Rain Country Soap, how are the diets going? So month 1, we did January. For the month of January, I lost 8 pounds in the first month, and Katy lost 15.
Whoa! Nobody likes Katy.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't be clapping for that.
All right, we're out of here. Let's go. Come on, let's go. I want to take a nap. So that's pretty much what I'm doing.